Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. So, let's talk about the biggest wealth killers. And it's not, well, it's exactly what you would think based off of this. It's buying Starbucks and eating out with your coworkers and taking Ubers and buying treats for yourself, apparently. And the point of this video was if you look at your small spending habits and you choose cheaper alternatives, then instead of spending $10,000 a year on this, you could spend $3,000 a year on this. And look, now you have $7,000 that you have cut back on, and you can use that to put into your IRA. And now you can retire in 30 years, which, I mean, not everything is true. But to me, the biggest wealth killer is probably having student loans that are as much as a mortgage, and having that expense is making it so that people can't do normal things that people have come to enjoy as creature comforts. But that's neither here nor there. So what I would do in this situation is make yourself a budget. Don't do anything rash. And as you're doing your budget and you figure out, because all these small things that we do, they really do add up. But it's not about totally pulling back and spending money on nothing. Because when you do that, you can sustain that for a little bit of time, but then you wind up splurging. So it's better to make small incremental changes at any one time. So yeah, make that budget. And if you say, hey, actually Starbucks is important to me, then maybe what you could do is say, I will only get Starbucks on Friday. And then the money that you're saving from the other 4 days a week, you can put into something like YMAX. And then after 6 months, and you're seeing your portfolio grow and grow and grow, in 6 months, you could probably pay for your Starbucks every week. And all of a sudden, that $6 that you were spending at Starbucks, you can use towards your debt or your mortgage, or probably the IRA retirement account, or just using it to buy more income ETFs, because saving for retirement is great and all, but it's really cool to be able to have basically a side gig or a side hustle that can pay for these small little bills and it not take 30 years. And once the pressure is off buying all these small things, we can use our salary to not buy more small things, but to actually get ahead and wealthy. So it is good to be aware of what your habits are and to only spend intentionally. And it's usually for experiences and things that give you joy. Like eating out with your coworkers is expensive, but there is a social aspect to it, especially for people who still go into the office, that it's a good way to socialize with your coworkers. And if you never go out to eat, it can kind of affect your relationship with them. So if you take your lunch the majority of the time, and then, once a week or once a month, you go out with your coworkers, then that's better than absolutely never going out with them. And I don't advocate for never doing anything fun for 30 years, and then all of a sudden you have your retirement money and then you live for 3 years on what kind of life is that? So if you can balance the distributions, maybe a portion of it can go into your IRA and a portion can get reinvested. And that way you're working towards the future, but keeping in mind what you need for now, because it's really hard for people to think in the abstract. And when you're struggling to pay your rent and you have credit card balance, you've probably cut back on a lot of this stuff anyways. And for someone to say, like, maybe you should stop buying avocado toast if you're struggling so much with money, it's kind of like, no, that's not what's happening. But, like, having, like, sharing with people how they can increase their income right now can help them be in a better financial situation so that they can invest in their future as well. And the compounding on this is so fast that it becomes kind of infectious, where like, oh, I'm doing this and my distributions are increasing. Where can I cut? Where can I cut to get more money into this? Because this is really cool. And I would really like to have more money next month or week or whichever one you wind up actually investing in. And then, eventually my goal, and it doesn't have to be your goal, but my goal is financial independence. I want my portfolio to pay for all of my bills, my mortgage, like every my day-to-day. And that way my salary can go towards other goals, like my retirement account and, paying for a vacation, which also, if you like to travel, why not put money into high-income ETFs and then put the distributions in basically a high-yield savings account. And then once you have the amount that you need for the vacation you want, then you book it. And then the YieldMaX, or the whatever funds you're actually in, that original principal is still in there, so you can continue saving that for your future travel. And that way, you don't have to save up the $3,000 and then you have to, it's different from when it's from your salary and when it's from the stock market, just psychologically for me. Or I guess you can get to the point where you're getting $3,000 of distribution, then you can just a month and just use the distribution for 1 month to pay for your vacation. So, that's just my thought, that maybe instead of being draconian about how you need to never enjoy anything for 30 years, that we acknowledge that there's more than one way to invest in the stock market, and that you can get income for now that can make you comfortable now, and that will help you save for your future. So, that's just what I wanted to talk about today. So now's the time when I advocate for my own things. This is YieldMight.com. This is where you can go and look at a bunch of high income ETFs, and they're ranked by, if I put in, $5,000, how much would I get in from the latest distribution? And I find that this was useful. It doesn't show the full picture, obviously. It doesn't give you the recovery rates or anything like that, and it's not the most up to date right now. I will get to that hopefully before the weekend. But yeah, this is it, and you can change the stock price and the dividend amount and just play around with it to see what if it does $2.30, where would we be? And it's not $36, it's $29, right? It's oh, well, if I put $5,000 into Misty, it's $29 and it pays $2.30. I'm still getting $396 this month, which would be nice. So that is just something little I created that I hope you all enjoy. And I also, the Financial Philharmonics is a channel I just made, and I made a song about my opinions on this, and I think it's cute and catchy. So if you want to listen to it, I'll put a description in the description down below. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye.